Hello, fourth graders. Welcome to our first word problems workout. The idea of the word problems workout is to give you a chance to practice solving word problems when you're working online, and a chance also to watch correction, compare your answer with it, because usually the hardest thing on the EOGs are these word problems, right? So if we get you a chance to practice daily with them and see if you're getting better and better, then you'll do a lot better on the test. All along, we're going to try to use our cubes well. Circle the key numbers, underline the question, box any math action words, evaluate what steps should I take, and then solve and check. We're going to get started. For every problem, you'll see the video will be paused, and you'll have to try and answer the problem first, submit your answer, and then watch the correction after to see if you got it right. Let's go. First problem. I'm going to do this one a little bit with you to remind you how to do cubes. 1,825 parents came to the Spring Festival at an elementary school. Each parent bought a $5 ticket to get in. How much money was the school able to make on the sale of the tickets? So C in cubes is for circling the key numbers. So I have 1,825 parents. And I also have a $5 ticket. I usually like circling the words that go with the number, so I have a better sense of what it is. U is where I underline the question. How much money was the school able to make on the sale of the tickets? For B, we box the math action words, the ones that help us make a decision. So, here, I really like this part, where it tells me that each parent bought a $5 ticket to get in. The fact that each parent bought a $5 ticket kind of makes me think about a specific math operation already. And I'm not going to say more than that. When you get to E, is where you start determining what steps you're going to follow. What's your plan? So at this point, the video will pause, and you will attempt to solve the problem, and then we'll watch the correction. So the fact that each parent bought a $5 ticket to get in, and the fact that I want to know how much money the school made me think about multiplying 1,825 by 5. So here I'm thinking about multiplication. My favorite method to multiply when it's 4 digits by 1 is the area method. I find it to be very easy to use. So this is the way I set it up. I put 5 on the side here, and then I'm creating a rectangle. And then I'm going to break down 1,825 into the different parts. So I have 1,000, $800, sorry for my handwriting, 20, and 5. Usually I also like to break my rectangle nicely like this. I call this the area method, but I'm sure some teachers call that the box method too, right? So no problem with it. So that makes it a lot easier to multiply, because then what I can do is do 5 times 1,000. Well, that's easy to do, because that's 5,000, because there are 3 zeros at the end of 1,000, so it's easy. Then when I do 5 times 800, I'm actually doing 5 times 8. If I know my multiplication, that is 40. And I'm just going to add the 2 additional zeros at the end. And I'm going to repeat the process with 5 times 20. 5 times 2 is 10. Adding a 0 is 100. And then finally, 5 times 5 is 25. What do I do to finish the problem? I add up all these numbers to get my answer. I'm going to go a little faster there. When I add up all these numbers, I get 9,125. That's how much money the school made. So I've solved. Now, how do I check that? Does that seem reasonable? Well, there were almost 2,000 parents. So if 2,000 parents had come multiplied by 5, that would be close to 10,000. So my 9,125 is pretty close to the answer. Got it? All right, let's see. Your turn now for this problem. I'm not reading it. You are pausing the video right away and then trying to solve. Make sure to use your cubes the way I did it. And then once you've solved and submitted your answer, watch the correction to see if it matches. So at the same festival, I'm going to do the steps of cubes as we speak. At the same festival, the schools sold hot dogs to make money. They sold each hot dog for $3. Hot dog cost $3. They made a total of $1,875 from the sale of the hot dogs. I'm going to circle total of $1,875. Question is, how many hot dogs did they sell total? So this time we don't want to see how much money they made. We know how much money they made, $1,875. We want to know how many hot dogs they sold. So what are my action words? There's, again, an each hot dog there. For $3. But there's also, they made a total of $1,875. And in the question, I really like the action word, how many hot dogs did they sell? Because when asked how many of specific items do we have, then it makes me think about a different operation. Right? If I know that I made a large amount of money of $1,875, and that I made it by selling hot dogs that each of them cost $3. The way I'm imagining this in my head, if this is a large amount of money, it's like $1,875 worth of money. And each little hot dog is $3. And I'm trying to figure out how many of these little hot dogs fit into my $1,875. It makes me think of division. So this is a division problem. We're trying to see how many times 3 goes into 1875. So one thing I like to do when I have a division like that, long division, it's a little bit of time at the beginning, but I like writing my multiples of 3 because that's going to save me time. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Let's go to 24 and see if that's enough. 3 times 8, 24. Okay, and I'm going very slowly by starting by saying does 3 goes into 1? And 3 bigger than 1, so it doesn't go into 1. So I like to put a 0 on top here. Does 3 go into 18? I extend my little circle. It does go into 18. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So I'll put a 6 right over the 8. 3 times 6 is exactly 18. So I'm writing right below my 18, subtracting. Remainder is 0. And then I'll bring down 7. And I can continue this way asking the question, does 3 go into 7? So I'll look at my multiple list. It goes 1 time. It goes 2 times. Can't go 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. It's too big. So it's going to go 2 times. I'm going to get 6. Get my remainder. It's 1. And then I'm going to bring down my final number here, which is 15. And does 3 go into 15? Let's use some red. Does 3 go into 15? Yes, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it goes exactly 5 times. and I have no reminder. So the answer is 625 hot dogs exactly were sold. And if I want to check my answer, well, 625 is close to 600. 600 times $3 per hot dog, that's 1,800. So we're really close to the money they made. So that sounds pretty good. Your turn again. Pause the video and cube this problem. And then only when you're done, submit your answer. Watch the correction.